I still remember the day everything changed. It started like any ordinary afternoon, with the sun filtering through the windows and the soft hum of daily life surrounding us. But what I held in my hand was about to tear our carefully crafted world apart. A letter elegantly folded, scented faintly of perfume, and sealed with a kiss of betrayal. It arrived anonymously, left in the mailbox with no return address. Curiosity gripped me, then suspicion, and finally dread as I opened it. The words on the page were delicate, loving, and far too personal to be for anyone. But the man I had loved and trusted for over a decade. My husband, and the writer, his mistress. The letter wasn't just a confession of love, it was a diary of deceit. She spoke about their secret meetings, their whispered dreams, and the promises he had made to her. Line after line, she painted a picture of a man I no longer recognized. The same man who kissed me goodbye every morning. The same man who tucked our children in at night. I read the letter again and again, my hands trembling, eyes blurred with tears. But then something inside me shifted. I wasn't going to confront him in silence. I wasn't going to carry the weight of his betrayal alone. If he could lie in private, I would expose the truth in public. We had a family gathering that weekend, his parents, our friends, even some of his colleagues. The perfect audience. I tucked the letter into my purse and wore a calm expression, though inside a storm brewed. Dinner passed uneventfully. Laughter, small talk, and clinking glasses filled the room. Then I stood up and asked for everyone's attention. My voice didn't shake. I looked directly at him as I pulled out the letter and began to read. Each word echoed through the room like a thunderclap. The smile faded from his face. His hands tightened around his fork. His eyes widened as if trying to stop me with sheer will. But I didn't stop. I kept reading. Gasps filled the room. His mother's hand flew to her mouth. His sister turned away. The mistress had written about dates, gifts, hotel rooms, every detail he thought was hidden. And I read every word. When I finished, silence swallowed the room. And then he cried. Right there in front of everyone he broke. Not just tears, but deep, guttural sobs that echoed through the walls of our broken home. The man who had lied so effortlessly, now shattered by the truth being laid bare. I didn't cry. Not in that moment. I stood tall, my heart pounding with a mix of pain and power. I had taken back my voice. I had unmasked the man behind the lies, and no one could unhear what had been spoken. He tried to speak, tried to explain, apologize, beg. But the damage was done. Everyone saw him for who he truly was. No more charades. No more pretending. His parents left without saying a word. Our friends gave me sympathetic looks, while some couldn't even meet my eyes. He reached out to me, but I stepped back. The gap between us was no longer physical, it was emotional, spiritual, and irreversible. That night, I packed a bag and left with our children. I didn't know what the future held, but I knew I couldn't stay in the past. That letter had opened my eyes, and there was no going back. Healing would come slowly. Trust would be hard to rebuild with others and with myself. But I had found something he could never take from me again. My strength. In the weeks that followed, he sent messages, flowers, even begged for therapy. But I remained firm. I didn't need a man who only cried when caught. I needed truth, loyalty, and respect. And that letter showed me he was capable of none. Some said I was cruel for doing it publicly. But they didn't see the years I spent doubting myself, blaming myself for his growing distance. That public reading wasn't revenge, it was release. Now I live with clarity. My children are safe, my home is peaceful, and my heart, though bruised, is healing. And sometimes I still keep that letter. Not as a reminder of pain, but as proof of the moment I chose myself.